You're listening to Lather Talk with your hosts John Shea and Gerard Gustillo.
Before I forget, non-shaving related, but our fellow gamer fans might be happy to know, after I put down Zelda Tears of the Kingdom back in the beginning of August, I've picked it back up, and with Gerard's help, I've kind of acclimated back into Hyrule and that world, and it took a few days just because I'm playing like here and there when I can, but I was able to progress. For those who are familiar with the game, I was stuck in the Fire Temple, but I was near the end, so it wasn't that bad. Once I watched like a quick video run through, got that done, and I'm kind of on my merry way. I don't think I'm even halfway through the game yet, but I think we'll finish it this run through, however long it takes.
Do you know how many hours in you are officially?
I can check. I don't know off the top of my head, but if I've only done 2 temples, that's got to be just under the halfway mark, is my guess.
I mean,
depending.
Like, I think I did. I want to say I did all 4. Beautiful. I think I did all 4 temples in 80 hours, but this is also just like looking around and stuff like that. Yeah. And then I didn't really beat the game until I ended up like just going and doing other quests. So yeah, but no, you'll be good.
Yeah, I was afraid I'd be so far removed from everything. I'm just like, what is this? And just because it's happened to me with other games, especially I think I've mentioned my love for Japanese RPGs in the past, and that's like, you cannot go back to like a half-completed Final Fantasy game. I tried like Final Fantasy.
I mean, within a few months though, you're fine.
Yeah, within right. But then like a year later, it's the point of no return. Where I think I love Final Fantasy 3 on the Nintendo DS, but that's one I had to scrap my original game because it's like, besides the story progression, like each character, I think a party of 4 has different. What was it? I think the job system was introduced. So I'm like, I for each character, I was like, what was I doing again? And that didn't work out so well. So that's one game where really enjoyed my time. I might have to go back to it one day, but never finished FF3. All right. Well, I just want to touch base with you and the listeners and viewers where I am with Zelda
in the gaming world.
In the gaming world, but I'm back in it. It feels good, and gives me something to look forward to in that story. But here we are, guys. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Lather Talk. We are on episode 69. Nice. We are decked out in our holiday best
holiday swag.
Oh,
mine's a sweater.
Yeah, for audio listeners, we're wearing some festive holiday sweaters here. So thought we'd just get in the mood. I think our backgrounds too. Got some stockings hung up in our house. Gerard's up in the North Pole. He's helping out Santa.
There's Santa's workshop, and that's the Fortress of Solitude where Superman is at.
So it is. Watch out for that kryptonite. So, yeah. So with holidays here, both Gerard and I celebrate Christmas. So I gotta start off. Favorite Christmas tradition?
So I don't know. I mean, not to say it's a tradition or anything like that. Some people are Christmas Day people. My family is a Christmas Eve people. We are the Christmas Eve people. Like Filipinos, I tell people it's the only time you'll see Filipinos early to anything is Christmas, so that they can open their gifts early.
Oh, nice.
But at the same time, we have this tradition that came from the Spanish, Noche Buena, which is like good evening or good night. But we essentially like have dinner on Christmas Eve, and then we'll have like second dinner like a little bit later, and we basically eat into midnight, where we open our gifts. Some people, like, we usually open our gifts a little early and whatnot, but yeah, that's
like after dinner and then kind of just roll into it.
Yeah. And then growing up, my mom worked night shift at the hospital, so she would go in at 11, and then so she would, she would basically get like, I think she got like double time and a half working on Christmas, working Christmas. So she's like, yeah, I'll do it, like, and then we'll just like open our gifts at like 9 o'clock.
That reminds me, growing up, we were the same way where my mom and dad would be busy. We had like a family wine and liquor store. So the holidays, super busy time. When I was older, I would help out too, with the store, lining the shelves or later on at the register. And it'd be a late night. And I think it'd be almost like 11 p.m. or so. And we got home and we'd still be up, especially later on when we were older. So I think between me, my younger sister, and then I think let's open some presents up and leave some for and then wake up whenever we wake up in the morning and finish up, have a nice pancake breakfast or something like that. So yeah, so growing up, you make a good point. Christmas Eve, a lot of people just based on work and just other factors, might celebrate different times. So yeah, it's good. Now we are Christmas Day stuff because I have 2 little ones, so we got Santa to account for.
Oh, very nice.
So we're doing that, but no elf on the shelf. We, F that guy. Not a fan of the elf. I'm sorry. For those of you who do it, bless your heart, because that's more fun for the parents anyway, for the mischief. But like, you've seen the pictures, right? Where it's like, oh no, elf got into the cereals all over the counter. I was like, no, who's got to clean that? Who makes the mess and who's got to clean it up?
Oh,
you.
Oh no, elf is eating the dog poop again.
I see some creative stuff. Again, that's fun, but like, not in this house. It's not consistent, but this year we'll have dinner. Christmas on Christmas Day, we'll have an early dinner with my cousins, aunts and uncles at a Chinese restaurant. So that's new. So we might be making new traditions because, like my folks or my uncles, aunts are getting up there in age, and it's hard to like host 30 people, right? Because now like the kids have kids, and there's like, people are like engaged, and those, like the next generation families growing. So we got to find something that's sustainable. So we're trying that out this year. So I'll report back into how it goes. But I mean, we all love food, and the restaurant, it's like, I trust my cousins, like whichever restaurant they choose, it's going to be good.
It's good that you trust them, right?
Yeah.
But in the end, like we're both food people.
Yeah.
But it's really about, like, not to sound kind of campy or anything like that, but it's really about the people you're around. You can have really mediocre food, but have a great time with the right people. And you could be miserable at, the best restaurants in the world with the wrong people.
That's absolutely true. So I should say, like, I trust their taste, but it's a bonus on top of getting together. I mean, I truly like watching my kids play with my cousin's kids. That's great. Like that is a gift unto itself, because that's how we were. I grew up with them in New York. Holidays and special occasions, we all see each other. So it's good that they have a little bit taste of that.
Hey guys, we'll get right back to the episode in just a minute, but I want to take this chance to say thank you to all the Lather Talk patrons out there. I want to let you know that I greatly appreciate your financial support of this podcast and the YouTube channel for helping take care of costs that happen behind the scenes. Thank you so much. If you guys are in a position and want to help out the podcast, please check out our Patreon page, www.patreon.com/lathertalk. And one last way you can help is share your viewing or listening experience, post up on social media, and we are happy to reshare your post. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and now back to the episode.
I also want to mention that as of this recording, the Lather Talk and A&E collaboration, Stateside Sonata, is out now on aegrooming.com. And so you got the soap and the splash ready. By the time this recording comes out, fingers crossed, the razor company will have a shipment too. And I know sometimes shipping costs are a little friendlier for international. So I know some folks were waiting on that. In case you're in the same boat, They should be getting a shipment. Very happy with how it came out. I believe Gerard, leading up to this recording today, I think you went live, correct, with a shave with it. How did that go? I wasn't able to catch it before we aired.
It's super quick, but no, it's really nice. Used it first go around with the complete set. So I had mentioned that I did use the sample that he had given us in like a pre-production, and stuff like that. But it's really nice, no matter what. It came out really well.
Awesome. Well, Gerard doesn't go live often, and this was over on his Instagram account. So the replay is available. Go check him out on Instagram. Hey, Gerard Shaves, all one word.
Yep.
And you can check that out.
I even made a joke. I said, see you in the next live in 2027.
That's how often he goes live. And he's, you stay under the radar. But you're there. And, in case listeners ever want to get a hold of you, that's where they can find you. More announcements, Gerard. This is in the future, but Lather Talk Awards voting is open. So the nomination process is closed. Thank you, everyone who submitted their favorites. Again, very informal, but it was a way to kind of at least populate the ballot with some options for those who, I think everyone has their, there's parts of the hobby they like. Software, razors, razor blades, brushes, what have you. Not
type of alum.
Type of alum. Maybe that might be the one I have to add next year. Ozma, is that your favorite?
It is the only
acceptable answer.
There is no other nominees.
So you know who Gerard's voting for there.
I don't even care. I'm just gonna if I'm using alum, there's only Ozma.
Okay, there you go. Gerard's endorsement. I've never used any alum, so I don't have a horse in this race, but I've heard good things about Ozma. But anyway, go ahead. Link is in the show notes or the description to vote. Voting will be open until, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but it's going to be open until the day that we record the actual award show. So that's probably like a week and a half into January. So you got some time to vote. But be sure to vote. Make your voice be heard. All right, so that's enough about Lather Talk Awards. The main thing we want to talk about is just basically take a little walk back in 2023. It's a little bit of a recap. It's I don't know. I can't believe like the whole 12 months has passed already, Gerard. Like in this time since we had to do this like a year ago. So like it's kind of a fun exercise for me, kind of putting together. We always do some show notes, but what were the episodes? What were the actual episodes? So I'm gonna bring up those notes so I can see them. Some of the great guests and guest hosts we had this past year included Greg Tardif of Shaving with Greg Tardif, our good friend HD Shaves, Chris from Gentleman's Nod, the entire cast hosts of the Canadian Mafia show,
all of Alberta,
the Great White North, and
Nate, Newfoundland.
Yeah. And we had Nate from BBS Live as a guest host as well. So I want to thank all our guests. Those are some great conversations, and just friends of the show helping us out. Any highlights from me naming those guests? Any highlights you kind of recall off the top of your head?
I mean, Canadian Mafia show guys, definitely. That was, I feel like we didn't record that. We survived that. Like that was just like how do you have that? Like this is crazy. There's like 8, 9. There was 9 of us. It was like the Brady Bunch.
It was the Brady Bunch, yeah.
It was like Hollywood Squares. That's what we were saying, and then Greg's always fun. I mean, it's funny because we were talking about a lot of shaving stuff, but we also ended up talking about a lot of like camera film stuff in general, and so
I want to make sure I mention this. Greg is hilarious. His sense of humor is the same as his own channel, except I feel like it's turned up even more. Like he is such a jokester, and he knows this. Editing that, like pauses and just like us regathering ourselves multiple times in that episode. I had to make a lot of cuts, but I mean,
he tries to edit out every in any video that he does.
Yes.
I should try to remember not to do that so often.
Me too. I mean, I try to do as best we can, but sometimes it's like it's fine. There's some natural pauses, but yeah, we all do it. So anyway, pillar, all that kind of stuff. So I think Greg must know, because yeah, he definitely probably has a lot of editing himself too.
But really, like everyone that we had, it was nice talking with HD, and just everyone in general, whether it was this year or all the guests we've had in the past.
Yep.
I feel it's like very fortunate, to be for even the both of us, not to say that we're always, orbiting, the hobby and stuff like that, but people, inherently they trust us, I think, more than anything. And I think that is where, the most value for us comes along. And yeah, it's been a real privilege to just chat with everybody that we've had.
If you're looking for a cool place to hang out with traditional shaving enthusiasts, come on down to the Lather Talk Discord. Share your shave of the days, mail calls, or talk about your favorite hardware or software, and just about everything in between. Once again, that's Lather Talk Discord. Check out the link below.
One thing I shared with Gerard was from our Spotify recap, the most listened to episode this year was When the Thrill Is Gone. And yeah, I think there's something, like it's not meant to be clickbaity, because that's what we actually talk about, and it's something that we have mentioned and have come back to multiple times. But yeah, so that was definitely a topic we visited in different ways, or even just like, if not Thrill Is Gone, yes, but also how engaging with the hobby has changed for us. And I think one through line was the people. So like the friends we've made, Gerard and I, we became friends through this hobby, and I have other similar relationships, I think, through that. And I think that's one thing that I might not be chasing the latest and greatest soap or whatever, but the interactions, I really appreciate and like to keep cultivating that at the very least.
It doesn't surprise me that was our most popular or listened to episode. I think eventually we all kind of like experience this,
True.
Doesn't matter what hobby it is. You just can't keep on hitting the peak, right?
Yeah.
And I said it, and it's not like it's like a complete nosedive. But yeah, like I said it at the beginning of the year. I think I said it in that episode.
Yeah.
I'll continue to repeat it now into 2024. That I'm just really enjoying what I have, and
Sure.
and it's nice just to be able to pick something up, use it, and then just put it back on the shelf or whatever. I've gotten rid of quite a bit of stuff. I've sold a bunch of stuff, but everything I've kept, I'm just really enjoying using it. And when it's gone, it's gone. I'm not going to buy a replacement tub. Some stuff you can't buy a replacement tub, right?
Right.
Right. But that's how it is, and I'm fine with that. I'm very content with that.
Yeah, that's a very good place to be in. So yep. So the thrill is gone. Most listened to episode, and also one that I think brought a lot of good conversation was artisan closings, because that kind of just that's the things in the real world economy, just things how things are globally, geopolitical, whatnot. I think there was like a hand at one point. I was just trying to keep keeping a tab on other closings that happened after that episode aired. I think there's maybe like 5 or 6, if my memory serves me right. So not too many more, but we had some. I feel like on the Discord in particular, we had some good conversations, and that a lot that we listed that episode we're already kind of winding down. So it wasn't.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like for the most part, nothing was a huge surprise, just based
Yeah.
on like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I hear where you were going with it. That a lot of people had already slowed down. They weren't posting as much on their social medias.
Yeah.
There were no seasonal drops or releases announced. And so we're all wondering, like, what's going on? Anything going on? And then sure enough, it's just, this train has come to the end of the line, or whatever, it was. And it's unfortunate, like, some of these people were, just mainstays in the hobby. But at the same time, guess what? And, people are going to start popping up. Just new people are going to start popping up. And that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, definitely a natural life cycle to it, and also too, some of the artisans and brands that have stuck through it, a lot of them we came to realize were full time. So kind of they've invested more into it so that they can weather a recession, or they have a long term plan. So even I'm thinking, Ariana and Evans, it just keeps expanding. I know Heather over Zingari Man, same thing, looking for more channels, international distribution, what other countries can make it available, and it's great to hear how they're growing. Barrister and Man and some other folks, just off the top of my head, they've been around for a number of years, and I don't see them stopping anytime, and they've kind of got a certain rhythm down, right? It's not like frantic, but it's regular, kind of like you're saying, whether it's seasonals, whether it's things are spaced out and planned out.
Yeah, I mean, it is not easy to do this as a full-time gig.
Yeah.
Going from part-time, or side hustle to full-time is, terrifying. There's so many extra things that you have to, be accounting for now. And it's not just employing yourself, especially as you grow. Now you have other people that you're responsible for, and you got to continue going out there and just continue doing everything.
Yeah, still, like, I don't want to downplay that, like, your favorite, our favorite artisan, or even like friends within the community that close up shop. It's still sad, and I definitely like mourn that closing. But a lot of times too, I think that family obligations, or just the next thing to move on to. So I think I try to view it, in a positive light. So that was the recap, year in review, and I also want to touch upon what do we want to see in 2024, and
More live shaves.
More live shaves.
More live shaves in the shower.
Ooh. This one might be a little. I do want. I'll put the caveat. This is a little tricky because Gerard is expecting baby number 2 in early, just within a few months, right? Like
February.
Come February. So I asked this question knowing there's a lot to figure out, just as far as like availability and whatnot. But just putting that, you can factor that in, or even if you want to put that aside. Is there anything for Lather Talk that you want to see in 2024?
Face to face again.
I approve of that. Okay. Yeah, we weren't able to. It'd be great to actually, like, besides meeting in person, to record an episode in person, because I think that has a totally different dynamic. I mean, I think it's just an enhanced, improved version of what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I like that. We can put that on the vision board, like an in-person, another in-person meeting, and possible recording opportunity, if possible. Like we both have families, we know it's.
I mean, we are we are the number twos in our own homes.
I'm kind of thinking of it too right now as I'm just like, what are good things we could tackle while we're recording? What could we see in 2024?
I mean, we did a collab, last year. We did this one as late as it is, it dropped in 2023.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something that people like are really like looking for? Are they looking, for us to collaborate, with other artisans? And but at the same time, I think, I don't know. I feel like this time around, it was definitely, the tone was just more casual, with this, like Voices, being like a very serious. I'm not saying that we didn't put as much, effort into this. Like we did, like we had a few samples and stuff like that until we feel like it really was done right. But yeah, maybe just doing a creative collaboration with a different, different soap maker, different artisan. And yeah, what's the tone of it? Like I said, last year Voices was very serious. It was I coined the term love letter, to the community in that sense. And then this was very much a different kind of invitation, just to, bring you, take a part of us to where you're at, and again, maybe next year we'll have a different creative, pursuits and lofty goals in mind. Who knows?
Yeah. I think that's, and I like that you put it out to the listeners and viewers. Like, I know there's a lot of for people who are on top of all the soap releases, software releases. If you guys are interested in seeing another collaboration from Lather Talk,
Arco 2024 collaboration. Let's do it. Arco.
Yes.
Arco, the one everyone's been asking for. Arco X Lather Talk. Let's do it.
Yes. Unless you're asking for like an Arco dupe, because that's also very, very in demand. That sweet scent of urinal puck. Yeah, but
we just pissed off a bunch of people. All 4 people that love Arco.
I have 3 cases of Arco stockpiled. I'll never run out. Like, cool, bro. Williams also.
I was gonna say, it doesn't beat Williams mug soap. Rest in peace.
People hoard it.
Gary Thaw. Let's do it.
Yeah. People get into all sorts of things. So, yeah. As far as like kind of working in like what we did for the recap, having another roundtable, like maybe 9 might be too many, but some number between 2 and 9, I think could work really well.
Maybe between 6 and 9, in commemoration of today's episode. That would be good. That'd be a very nice collaboration roundtable to do.
That would be nice. Yeah. Totally doable too. So, I think another roundtable type thing where we're still leaning into some sort of topic or topics and able to go around like that. That was fun to do, and it's also kind of very I don't know. It just flows very well. Yeah.
We'll do it like the Illuminati from Doctor Strange / Marvel.
High seated.
Yeah, Black Bolt. Was it
Xavier. Professor
Xavier,
X.
Black Bolt,
Reed
Captain
Richards.
Carter?
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right. That scene was such a waste, dude. That just
You know what? No, it was done because you had to show off how powerful Wanda was, and
yeah.
she clapped them, you know. And I'm
Oh,
gonna tell everyone right
she
now,
did. Yeah.
okay? There's, when she did that thing with Black Bolt where she had him like close his mouth and he just muted himself.
Spoiler.
It's been a year. I don't care.
Okay.
No one. Sorry, but yeah, there's that scene where Black Bolt's about to like scream at her, to take her out, and she closes his mouth, and he literally like blows up his own head, because like that. Guess what? It's because Black Bolt sucks. That's what he does. He's never been good. He's been awful this whole time. I am not a fan of Black Bolt. Terrible seat. The only thing that was a waste was the fact that he was on the council for the Illuminati. Okay.
He in the I will say in the comics I think they did better, but
no, he sucks in the comics too. He's awful. He is like, come on, no, he's just a waste of space. You're telling me you're gonna have
no
Professor X, Reed Richards,
yeah,
Iron Man was supposed to be there.
Iron Man supposed, yeah, Namor was supposed to be there too. But
Namor was, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
you
no,
can argue. Yeah,
you're gonna save a spot for Black Bolt? No, he's awful. He sucks. He's garbage. Nothing wasted, nothing gained.
I've mentioned random comic book knowledge just lives in my head rent free. So Black Bolt's comic book character did inspire Gene Simmons of Kiss, his original costume, because he was a big comic book dork. And Black Bolt, we wouldn't have necessarily the Kiss that we know today if Gene Simmons did not see Black Bolt. Granted,
Gene Simmons has a better superpower than Black Bolt, because Black Bolt is just hot trash. All right.
Wow.
Knights in Satan's service forever, baby. But forget Black Bolt. Just never bring him back.
Never.
Black Bolt sucks so bad that Marvel had to buy Fox and the rights back to the X-Men, because he didn't make them a dime ever. He didn't draw a single dime.
This was a bad idea.
This is a great idea.
Yeah. No. I mean, like trying to make it's like stop trying to make Inhumans work kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No.
100%.
That kind of goes double for the Eternals, although I like them a little bit better. But they were trying to do that too. They're like, come on, guys.
Eternals 100% more interesting than Black Bolt. At least Eternals can talk. You want to know how much his character sucks? He didn't even get a speaking role in his debut in the MCU.
That's true. Like at the heart of that character, like he just has to whisper, right? And it's supposed to be like this.
Yeah, you'll die.
You'll die. Yeah, which is like cool in a non-film way, right? Because like I don't know.
He's never gonna be the person. Like, what are you gonna do with him?
He doesn't translate well on screen.
What are you gonna do?
I can't disagree with that. Did you finish Loki season 2?
I did. Beautiful.
Did you like it? Okay.
I loved it.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. I also thoroughly enjoyed it. Best TV series?
Best Disney Plus series, like in Marvel? No, easily.
Yeah. Marvel
easily.
So I've heard some people like season 1 better than 2. I like both as a whole collectively. Like they work. Yeah. Absolutely
different circumstances. But if you're a comic book fan, if you're a fan of the MCU, you've been waiting for someone to hit the reset button like this on it, right?
Yes.
Because I think someone said it though, because basically before Disney Plus, right, with just the MCU in the movies, and that was pretty much it. Okay, we don't include the Netflix stuff because not even Marvel acknowledges that the next Netflix series happened. But I want to say, we'll just say, for example, all of them, it was what, 20 movies, right?
Oh,
It was like
yeah.
20, 21 movies.
Yeah.
If you're averaging 2 hours, 2.5 hours per movie, right? That's anywhere between 40 to like 60 hours worth of movies, right? Worth of content,
Yeah.
right? And this is between, Iron Man 1, 2, 3, Thor, the Guardians, everything, right? Captain America, etc. And it was 60 hours, right? The when Disney Plus launched, they hit 60 hours within like the first year.
Oh, wow.
So 10 years worth of movies, they did that in content, because each like Loki was at 6 episodes, WandaVision, 6 episodes. Then you have What If, then you had Miss Marvel, then you have Hawkeye, then you have Moon Knight, then you have
WandaVision. That's another contender.
I mentioned WandaVision,
a solid show. Yeah.
What is it? The Falcon Winter Soldier, Captain America, and then
Moon Knight.
Yeah, I mentioned Moon Knight.
Sorry.
Like all of
Sorry.
Yeah, like so each of those being at around maybe 6 episodes per little thing, that's like 7 shows. We're already at 42 hours.
Yeah.
And that's and so that's not even including the movies. So people have gotten like fatigued, from watching these shows, so quickly. And that was something that they did. Their pacing was so good, in the first 10 years of the MCU. But it's like, we got to make money, we got to just release it, screw it, we'll release it live. We'll do it live.
Or just push it through with limited CGI budget, right? Or not
exactly.
even that limited.
You want to know something else? You want to know what scene had the lowest CGI budget in the whole MCU?
The movie, or you mean TV show?
Yeah, we'll see, like in the whole thing.
Was it Ant-Man that got shafted, or no?
In terms of the budget? No.
It
was the scene with Black Bolt, because they didn't want to use any money for Black Bolt because he sucks.
Oh, I see. Oh no.
I just don't see the point of it. Like,
I don't blame. As big a comic fan, I can't argue.
I almost feel bad for him that he exists, because he is just not. There's like, I don't know. I just don't see it.
It's okay. Neither do they. He's gone. He's not coming back. No,
in that universe,
I don't think we're gonna see any variants. He's not gonna show up in features. I think they just want to go past that. All that, leave all that mess behind. But
we'll see.
Yeah, it is. I do wonder. Well, yeah. What's the next like it thing as far as entertainment goes? Because obviously, like it was sequels. Like an actual original production is harder and harder to be made, and I don't think that's changing. But then the whole superhero franchise thing was kind of running parallel, like all that.
I mean, like, it's definitely gonna. I mean, the peak was probably in Endgame, Infinity War, Endgame.
Yeah.
Because there's very few franchises where you can travel with with these characters for 10 years. And and they didn't lose anyone in those 10 years. They were only gaining people.
Yeah.
In those 10 years. And so, you have that payoff, and now you want to try to do it, but like I said, in 10 years, 50 hours worth of movies, and then in a year and a half they did 50 hours worth of content, and you just can't expect that same type of commitment from people. It's
absolutely.
It's easy to give Marvel 2.5 hours of our time for 3 movies a year. That is doable.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Well,
personally, because I enjoy that universe of stuff, right? And I would like to see it keep going, but I do think quality control or pacing, like you said, I try to stay on top of news where they're trying to slow things down. I think to try to rework things in the coming year, they're going to make it less interconnected, which I think that could do them a lot of favors, but also just don't be so aggressive. I think greed has been cited, right? You just throw as much stuff against the wall, see what sticks, make some merchandise for it, and if it works, it works. If not, add it to the trash heap. And I think too many things have been added to the trash heap from the past few releases. It's Black Bolt being at the top, taking a good percentage of that.
100%. He is. If they say that this year has been the worst year ever, I will know exactly why.
You know who to point to?
100%.
I'm just especially looking forward to stuff. I want to see. It was supposed to be this year. I get delayed. The X-Men '97 cartoon, where they're picking up and continuing the animated series.
I'm okay with it. Like, I have no expectations. Why? Because it's been 25 years, or 26 years since that movie, or since that series. So take your time.
Don't rush it out.
Just feel free to just delete any scenes with Black Bolt as any episodes where he is a focal character, focal point as a character. You can just get rid of those arcs. You could just take those drawings, throw them right in the trash where they belong. And
that if they ever make a decent Fantastic Four movie, that's where you have to worry about Black Bolt rearing his head, because that's where they come in. If it's successful, you might have to see your boy Black Bolt come back.
Only if he gets yeeted within 30 seconds, that's fine. That's fine.
So I think as we're winding things down, I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a very happy and safe New Year from Lather Talk. And we want to thank you guys so much for your support, whether you're a new listener that just jumped on board this year, whether you're an OG and you've been with us for 4 years of this nonsense. 4?
Ridiculous.
But ridiculous.
4 years.
But we can't thank you enough. If you've been with us that long, we really appreciate you guys, and glad to know we can accompany you wherever you listen or watch this podcast. Hopefully we can continue to bring topics you enjoy, guests that you enjoy. If you ever have any suggestions, of course, you guys can always reach out to us. Our socials and contacts are all in the show notes and description. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and other places as Latherhog. We mentioned Gerard is over on, I pointed the wrong way. We mentioned Gerard is over on Instagram, Hey Gerard Shaves. And of course, if you ever get lost, just go to lathertalk.com and it'll redirect you to all the right places that you need to go. So anything else you want to add, Gerard, before we hit the road?
Nope. Just thank you, everyone. Just repeating everything. I think I hear someone in the background, and that is probably mine.
That's yours. Okay. Hey, Julian. Well, guys, thank you guys so much. Thanks for sticking us with us all the way through this episode, through this year. We'll see you in 2024.
Happy New Year
now. Happy New Year. Take care, guys.